Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to another Monday Morning Art Talk. Whippy! Alright, so before we get started today, I just wanted to let you know if you're interested, I'm going to be doing a workshop in Seattle with Schoolism coming up. I'm also going to be doing an independent talk out in Manchester, England in April, and you can just go to silvertunes.com and then /events, or go through my website and you'll be able to see the events that I have coming up and the workshops that I'm doing. Alright, last week I talked about just your age and thinking about that don't let that be a bar. What I'd like you guys to do, if you have the chance, look back at that old video and look in the comments. There's a couple of people that wrote comments in there about their personal journey, and again proves it. Just these people that talk about they thought age was going to be a limitation, and once the big word here is decided to change things. One of them was going through a divorce, was going through all these problems, all these things, but still overcame them because of his desire to do so. And this is the reality of whatever situation you're in. You just got to decide to what direction you want to go. It's amazing how many times in a conversation, when you listen to anything, watch TV, live TV, real people talking, documentaries, anything, just in conversation, you'll hear people use the word "I decided." Very often it comes up, oh, there it goes again. They decided to, okay? With that said, I want to this week just talk about talent again, because it always rears its ugly head, so to speak, from time to time. My daughter, who's in school, she's 13, and when she's, we're pretty lenient with her grades. We don't want her to fail, but we're not gonna, bust her ass if she gets a B or a C or something. It's like, hey, what can you do to improve? Where she's got some friends who they get like a B, and that B, all of a sudden they get grounded, they get their phone taken away from them. There's all these horrible punishment, so to speak, in the kids' world, just for getting a B. And it's this constant, failure attitude. You're failing, you're not doing your best. And, the argument sometimes comes, it's like people have always said it to me. And I said, school, blah, blah, blah. And they'll go, it's easy for you to say you had talent, you have talent. It's like when I was in school, I may have mentioned it before, in England, on our report cards in the grading system, every time we got one of those, it said what rank we were in the classroom, say 1 through 39 students, okay? My twin brother and I were always number 38 and 39, and everyone knew it. That would be every time a report card came, they'd be like, okay, who's number 38 and 39? Oh, it's the Silver Twins again. The Silver Twins. We were just, the class dummies, right? And so fortunately, I pursued something and got into art where I didn't have to use my academic brain to find work and make a living doing what I'm doing. I did because I was doing it for more business. But for art, I'm using the same left side and right side of my brain. And so there's an argument, easy for you to say because you have talents. Like my daughter would say, my dad, he never went to school. He didn't have all these grades. Yeah, but it's easy for him to say he was an artist. He had something. And this is the thing, what people say and what I always hear. And I just want to say, listen, that is so far from the truth. All I ever did was nurture. I was looking through some of my old sketchbooks recently because we had fire warnings out here. We had to, we were put on evacuation notice. So I had to be like, oh my God, I got to grab all my stuff here. What am I going to grab? So I just tried to grab the essentials that I knew that I wanted. A lot of it was old sketchbooks. The artwork's hanging on my wall. That would be a, thing that I have to grab too. But when I'm looking through these and I see the development and I see how bad I sucked. I was horrible, but I had such a desire. I had such an inclination, such a want to make this my living and my life. So it was something I was never born with, and I hate when people say that, because the reality is something I decided I wanted to do, so I nurtured and I followed through and I made it a reality. So there are some of those people out there, and I don't understand it, who are just born, and I think it's due to reincarnation, which I believe in. They come back, and these guys at 4 years old, 5 years old are prodigies, right? They can play the piano, they can paint like a masterpiece, they can do these things. But look how rare that is amongst the millions and billions of people. The percentage of people who have that is so minor. That's why it becomes such a phenomenon. But it takes nurturing. You're not born with this gift. You got to just hone in on it and work at it and eventually make something happen with it. And this is why the importance of having a sketchbook. And I would advise you, if you don't already do it, carry sketchbooks. And I would also say to you, look back. If you're one of those people who did draw in sketchbooks and has a look, I want you to take time right now to go and look in find one of your very first sketchbooks, okay? Your second, your third, along the way. And I want you to look at that. And if you look at that and you're gonna either be amazed, where you're gonna go, my God, I really have grown. Look at what the hard work that I've put into has achieved for me. Look how much further I got in my art because I was practicing all the time. But if you look at those early sketchbooks and you go, I'm kind of drawing the same, that's not good. Okay, that just tells you that you're not drawing enough. And I'm not talking about you looking at a sketchbook from 6 months ago. I'm talking about you looking from 3, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Go back in time and to make a real good assessment of where you're at. And then you know, hey man, my stuff is still pretty bad looking. It didn't really change. Okay, I got to do something. I got to change my way of thinking here and do something. But I think, so today that's kind of what I just really wanted to say was, it's not natural. There's nothing natural about this. It takes a lot of work. I know for myself, one of my biggest struggles that I go through is, and I think that's why teaching almost saved me, because I had to keep repeating and reminding myself and going over the basics, where it's almost, for me, because academically my mind isn't so great and retaining information is very hard for me, to where that's my biggest struggle. I got to work extra hard behind the scenes in order to get the successful drawings that I want and the amount of artwork that I have to do. A lot of stuff that people will never see, because those are my own struggles that I need to go through. I mean, you've seen some of them. I've shared with them on social media, but and in my book and stuff. But I think it's vital just to make sure that you are true to yourself and that you nurture this. It's not a natural thing, so don't feel just because you're not at doing tremendous work and you're 22 years old right now that it's the end of the day and it's not going to work out. It means, you got to just kick some things into gear just a little bit more. And taking real figure drawing classes will never hurt. I realize I have probably more pads of figure drawing than I do anything else. And I feel like that was really where I grew by doing that, because it taught me so much to draw really and understand the form and work through that. So anyway, that's it. Again, go silvertoons.com/events. If you live out in England, I'm coming to England in April, and I'll be in Seattle in March, and I got a bunch of other events planned, so you can check it all out I haven't put them all up there yet, but on the events page on my website. All right, thanks guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you next week. Take care. Hello, this is Steven, and I just wanted to tell you about this cool thing that I'm doing right now through my website at silvertoons.com. It's a Skype mentorship. In a sense, what I want to do is just talk to you, meet you, tell me about things that are happening in your life, see if there's anything that I could do to help you. I can look over your artwork, do your portfolio, and just maybe try to push you in the right direction that you want to take your life and your journey. All right, so you can go to silvertoons.com, go to classes, click on mentorship, and you can learn all about it. We can try to arrange a time, set up a date. It doesn't matter where you live in the world. And I just wanted to make it just very affordable, just to open it up, because I love doing this. I love meeting people from all over the planet. It's a really cool thing, and with this technology, why not? So that's it. Thanks.